So let's go into your reading. I feel like those are the main areas of focus. But let's talk about the first card here, the Four of Pentacles. This is the energy that you are coming out of February with, and you're bringing into the month of March, okay? The Four of Pentacles is a situation where we are going to need to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to our spending. And a lot of you are starting to accumulate wealth. And I feel this is a good card overall. It basically means the beginning of wealth accumulation, accumulating resources, gathering resources in order to start something, which could be, you know, seed funding for self-employment, for starting some type of business, pooling your resources as well with another person, even in order to start some type of a business venture. What I'm also sensing is I feel a lot of you are branching out when it comes to your career track, when it comes to projects that you are undertaking. And I feel that you might be just, you know, trying to itemize all the resources you have or all the assets that you have in order to either liquidate so that you can have seed funding for some type of major project, or you are gathering money, finances with another person in order to start new ventures, okay? So overall, this is a very positive card that basically means, you know, a lot of you are putting a lot more money in your savings for whatever reason. There might be more expenditures within the household. There might be children, family members that are being added into the household. So you have a impetus for doing this. So either way, it's basically holding on tightly to your financial resources, okay? Moving on into the second house, which basically rules your financial situation. For those of you who are self-employed or working in a capacity where you are working like on a contract basis or on a commission basis, we have here the self-employment card in the reverse position. So I do feel that a lot of you, if you are starting some type of self-employment gig, it's going to take some time for things to gain momentum. So you might need to invest in more equipment. You might need to invest in more people, like hiring more people, taking on more people, because I do sense that business is expanding quite a bit, okay? And so the demand is very high. You might not have the adequate manpower, technology, machinery, or even whatever it is that provides opportunities for the business transactions to take place. So I feel like you are taking money from your savings in order to expand some type of business venture. For those who are working, you know, regular 9 to 5, I feel that things are easing up, and, you know, you don't have like fluctuations when it comes to your income. But for those who are self-employed or who are selling things on the side, like creative projects or even, you know, arts and crafts on the side, I do feel there is a little bit of a slowdown for right now, but I feel that things are going to pick up for you in a few months' time. And I'm getting, you know, late April to the May timeframe, I feel that things are going to speed up in terms of like selling arts and crafts, selling, you know, creative projects that you've worked on, okay? And then others who are on a contract basis as well, you might work for another 8 months in order to see the paycheck. So you might have like, you know, half of the deposit for your services, for your consultation, or for whatever it is that you're doing freelance work. And then you get, once the project is finished, which is probably about 8 months time, you get the final payment for the project. So you're waiting on some money to come through for you in terms of self-employment. Communication is a little bit tricky for this month as well. We have here the Five of Wands, and this usually denotes conflict, creative differences, competition, as well as like, you know, mental, verbal debates with another person. The Five of Wands usually indicates a situation where people do not see eye to eye, and if you are arguing with another person or you have creative differences with another person, I feel that it is something that is cyclical. It's also dealing with the same types of people where you're not going to be able to convince them to your side, okay? Or they likewise are not going to be able to convince you to come to their side or to, you know, see things from their perspective. This is not a bad conflict card. It's basically creative differences. However, it's also bringing about a lot of inspiration too, because it is the Five of Wands rather than the Five of Swords. So overall, it basically means that new projects, new priorities can be set when people discuss, like have, you know, discussions about what needs to be done and how to move on forward, okay? In terms of your fourth house, we have here the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, this is usually what I would consider like a financial windfall. However, when it falls in your fourth house, it basically means that I feel like some of you are going to have to expand your family unit, giving money away or saving money or setting up money aside because there are more people being added into your household. So it could be a birth of a child. It could also signify, a child growing up. So then you're going to need to either, invest more in their education. So if your child's going off away to college, you might need to put more resources in the bank account in order to pay for their college tuition, dorm, room and board, etc. So there's there's some money coming from you as an investment in your housing situation, okay? Expanding the housing, doing some type of like hiring contractors in order to either remodel or expand the household as well. Okay. It's a very positive card. And I do feel a lot of luck coming through overall with family members. You might have creative differences with family members, but overall it indicates harmony. It indicates that, when the going gets rough, family members, despite all of these ideological differences, they will still be there for you in order to, help you navigate some choppy waters. So it's showing up here as the foundation, so I feel that it is a really good card overall. So I'm seeing a lot of expansion, and I feel like you're doing it in a very cautious manner. Expansion within your household, within businesses as well, and so you're saving up money rather than just spending left and right, which is the right way to go about this. Okay. In your fifth house, this deals with recreation, creativity, and we have here the Ten of Cups. And I do see this is the completion card, and this is also the family card. So I'm seeing a lot of you expecting new children, new family members being added within your household. It could also be a pet as well, but I do feel a lot of investment being done to either doing some repairs within your family unit or remodeling, repairs, preparing a nursery is what I'm seeing for a few of you. Preparing a nursery because you're expecting a child to come in, or making a doghouse. I'm seeing for some of you if you have new pets being added in your household. If you have been going through some type of remodeling process and it has been, for a few months, I do feel there's going to be some type of a conclusion towards home repairs. You pay the contractors and, send them on their way because the housing situation right now, it looks like very, very stable. Okay. So you could be on the tail end of a home repair or remodeling, or you could just be starting the project right now by hiring contractors. But either way, there is going to be things happening, a lot of good things happening to renew your housing environment. When it comes to children as well, the fifth house deals with creativity, and children or offsprings are also our creative projects as well, so to speak. When we talk about astrology, and the Ten of Cups basically means a lot of children coming back in for celebrations. So this can be they're coming back into the family unit. There's a lot of family gatherings, a lot of social functions. I'm also seeing like a lot of community engagement as well. Okay. So it's a really, really good card. Moving on to your sixth house. Sixth house deals with health as well as it deals with work and your daily routine. So let me just say this, when it comes to the health issues, whatever lingering health issues, I feel that you are recovering from it. And I'm especially seeing like muscle aches and back aches, okay, associated with this card. This is somebody who's like inundated with a lot of things, but usually when it shows up in the health position, it basically means, overcoming back issues, skeletal realignment. So a lot of you might be going through, like chiropractic sessions where you are getting things realigned, especially your back realigned. And I'm seeing some massage therapy. You physically could be a massage therapist working in that capacity to help heal somebody from back pains or muscle aches. But it's alleviation of these problems, okay? And then on top of that, in terms of work, I feel some of you are have left existing jobs and you're waiting on new opportunities. So you might have left like a 9-to-5 job. You are working like, just on a freelance basis, or you are self-employed and you're waiting right now in the interim for a new job to come through. And I feel that it is going to be coming through for you if you have recently left a job and are waiting around and you're, just killing the time by doing other creative projects in order to make money, in order to sustain yourself in the meantime. So I'm seeing a lot of creativity coming through. A lot of you are, have been inundated with a lot of like side projects, side gigs that you're doing. And right now, I feel like the dust is settling and you're starting a new job. Okay. In terms of your relationship sector, and let me just say first, we have here the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles, this usually deals with new projects being formulated and signed and agreed upon between a business partner, okay? So like a big portfolio, a big client that you and your business partner have recently landed, or a solidification of business contract or a business partnership. So overall, it's really good. In terms of romantic partners as well, I usually think of this as an engagement. This is like taking the relationship to the next level, or meeting somebody that the chemistry might not be, it might not be off the charts, but you are meeting somebody who's actually very, very stable for you, and you're taking the steps in the right direction in order to invite this person into your life. So this is a solidification card when it comes to love and business partnership. So you've got some really strong cards coming through and some, definite yes cards here. Okay, so you have some good things in your relationship sector. I think of the Ace of Pentacles too often as engagement. So some of you, might be trying to get another person in your living area, or incorporating, them into your life via, moving in together, getting a property together, looking at renting a space together. So apartment, condo, whatever it is, even a house, or even purchasing a house together in order to, solidify the relationship. And the next card reaffirms the previous card, this is the marriage card and also the stable relationship in the house environment. Okay. So in your eighth house, the eighth house deals with regeneration. It deals with changes, and it also deals with things in your environment that you need to focus on in order to, invite some very deep transformative changes in your life for the better. And with the Four of Wands, this basically indicates it's a stability in marriage card. It's a celebration card as well. And right next to the Ace of Pentacles, I honestly feel some of you are doing proposals or being proposed to. And I feel that some of you are purchasing properties together. You might have been holding on for, you might have put bids on some houses, right? And I feel like March is the month in which you're going to be able to follow through ahead with one of the choices. Okay, so you might have put in bids for the house, and I feel that one house is going to be available for you, and then the rest of the money is going towards that house. You're going to then transfer titles or transfer the lease into your name. Okay, so we have some really amazing things happening for you. Now, going back to the ninth house, the ninth house basically indicates higher education. And what I have here is the Ace of Wands. And let me just talk about this. The way it came out, the Ace of Wands is a great idea. This is something that you should do. It's inspiring. It's going to be very good for you. It has opportunities to grow and expand upon, okay? When it shows up in the reverse position, for those of you who are thinking about school, who are a little bit, who might have, thought about returning to school, it's the right time for you to do this, okay? So this card, in order to turn it right side up, you need to take initiative in order to get yourself back in school somehow, because being in school is going to enhance and increase your income generating potential. And then for others of you who might have, started school, stopped, and got caught up with a lot of work and a lot of things in life, there might be new people being added to your family. There might be more responsibility and a little bit more pressure to start saving up. So they're telling you that one of the ways in which you can break away from these worries is to enroll yourself in school, get, more certifications, more certificates in order for you to be, boost your credibility when you look for work. So if you have been working in an environment where you feel underpaid, underemployed, or even underappreciated in your work environment. They are telling you that the school situation is going to allow you to break out of this so that you can, get the accreditation, get the certificate so that you can look for work that is a little bit more, that will pay you a lot more. And the work situation is going to be greatly increased or greatly, I guess like the income generating potential is going to be enhanced for this month of March. Both of these cards, I usually look at them together and they basically indicate as well overseas travel, like long distance travel. What I'm seeing is for the month of March, some of you might want to just get away. You might feel like you need a vacation. You might feel just like a little bit claustrophobic to like people, too many people around in your space. That's not always a bad thing, but as the lone wolf of the zodiac, I do sense that you need a lot of time and space to yourself as well. So if you are feeling a little bit inundated, you might just want to take a vacation, but I do sense financial resources might not be available to you at this, in this month. And additionally, I feel like there might also be demands on the work environment as well, where you might not be able to take this trip. But I see you discussing a trip with another person. Possibly you might be able to take it in about 4 months' time. And that's going to bring us into like the July timeframe, like the summertime. So you might even be a student and you might not be able to take this trip even until, the summer timeframe in the Northern Hemisphere, where we have summer break and you might have, the opportunity and the time to travel. Okay. Let me just say a little bit more about these cards because I'm getting a message here that I feel like some of you, when it comes to parents overall, there might be a shortage of money within their household. So this is, mothers and fathers. If you are, especially if you are no longer living with them, there might be a shortage of money within the home. So give them a call, contact them and see if they need anything, because I feel that you are accumulating quite a bit of wealth, okay? And I feel that they might need something. So I do see some type of an outpouring of money to you within the family environment. So giving to mom and dad, if they're like retired and they need some fixing up around the house and they didn't want to splurge on a professional, they might try to do like those do-it-yourself projects and then things go awry. And then I feel like you're going to have to siphon some money in order for them to get like a specialist to fix some things around their house. So, contact mom and dad and see if there's anything that they need that you can, provide for them. Okay. And I do feel it's going to be a little bit more like on the financial front. I'm also sensing, especially fathers, just make sure he's in good health, and just also make sure that, if there's anything he needs, that I feel like he won't reach out. So I'm sensing that you might need to go in there and really press for it and, offer it like just without strings attached. I know you're going to do that anyways, but, just make the gesture, just do it and be a little bit pushy, because I feel like he's a little bit too proud. And he might not ask first, and I feel that you just need to make the offer and put it on the table and see where he goes with that, okay? And in terms of your 11th house, we have here friendships, group associations. I'm seeing that some of you have recently applied for work. There is going to be something coming through, okay? And I do sense it's going to work out really well. The jobs that are made available to you is through group association, through friends. So a friend might make a recommendation. Hey, I know so-and-so is hiring. I know another company that's hiring, and I feel like the job is going to be really good for you. So take up on friends, offers from friends, and especially reach out to your friends and tell them, hey, I'm looking for a job. If you have recommendations or if you know somebody who's hiring, can you pass my information along, or can you pass their information along to me, and I'll follow up with them. So I'm seeing something here, new work, new financial opportunities coming through from friends, as well as new partnership opportunities. Okay. And I feel like it's really going to enhance your income generating potential. And the last card here, we have the 9 of Wands. And let me just say this, I'm sensing that some of you, there's some unresolved issue from the past, okay? And I feel like it might be linked up here to some type of communication that has gone awry, and especially in a work environment from the past. where the communication with the other person, or there might have been a lot of creative differences that you just couldn't overcome. You and them, you both couldn't overcome. And so right now, you might have just, turned that job down or left that work environment because it was cumbersome. It was just not what you expected. And so you're looking for other jobs, okay? And they're still coming around, trying to solicit you, trying to get you to go back to work for them, or they're trying to, do some type of a peace offering. So you're kind of weary about people coming back from the past as it relates to your work environment. So you don't want coworkers, former bosses, former employees to come back from the past, because I feel like you're putting on a defensive stance just in case you hear from them. And that's not a bad thing at all, but I feel like they're going to be coming back in for the month of March, either to tell you something about a project, to ask you about where you left some things. Like if you left in a hurry, they might ask you like, oh, where was that portfolio? Where was the where was the receipt for that one transaction, or where was the contract for that? So I do sense some issues from the past in the work environment might come back in, where your previous employers, previous coworkers are reaching out to you. And, you're trying to move on with your life. You're trying to apply for new work. You have new work coming through as well. And you have a lot of good things in your family unit. And I feel that, this is not going to be something that is prevalent through this month, but I do sense it is a little bit kind of like disheartening for you if you have to deal with it. But I feel like you're on the defense, which means you're ready if they choose to come back.